interoperability is the key. You should understand this. A recent white paper from the World Economic Forum clearly highlights why we need to use XRP. And this is another publication which highlights Cosmos, Palkadot, and Interledger for the interoperability. And do remember, they also highlight different use cases which would be connecting back towards XRP Ledger as a bridge. And then we just saw Cosmos, right? If you go into that one and try to understand what they are doing, they are again coming back, routing back into the Interledger protocol. They are connecting it with a lot of other institutions who are still in Interledger protocol. Now these are huge news, and all of this is happening at a time when world is understanding and advocating XRP through various use cases. Now understand, at the same time there are individuals coming out with stuff like this. So when I say like organizations are advocating XRP, you can actually ask, who is the new guy who is kind of highlighting for new use cases, and what is changing? You can wonder what is happening, right? But it is important to understand these, because the fraudsters are ready with pen and paper. They are trying to deceive you as much as possible so that you sell your XRP at these lower price point, and there would be a little bit of capitulation, and they succeed in buying more at a little price. What you need to understand during time like this is that the window is closing up on us, and major players are rolling out their central bank digital currency. One by one, they are all coming in. Now it can be on different platforms. Say this one for me is an outdated platform, Ethereum, and that's actually a good news for XRP holders. Why? Because XRP Ledger provides them that scalability to do these payments. Now it's not just me saying that, I am taking that from this document. They highlights the use of Ethereum blockchain, which provides them the smart contract now. Now, yes, there are other platforms coming out with that ability, but right now they are kind of the pioneers in this smart contract area. Thus, you can see improvements like this coming in for their networks, but issue is they can't complete those payments with their existing scalability. Vitalik directly stated that scalability is an issue for them and they are trying to solve it. But meantime, they are moving through different assets. Now you have seen previously that Ethereum is being transferred via XRP Ledger. So routing that for this payment is huge. Routing that payments via scalable and interoperable infrastructure is their solution right now. So do you really have a doubt where we are moving with this? Because every organization is pumping money and looking at this technology, and you are kind of watching stuff like this. And even if you want to read through this, read it. Now I'll say the gas token, let it be any name which you want to give. Yes, consider a vehicle currency, a vehicle. If you want to ride it from point A to B, you need a fuel. If you want to name it as a gas, it's up to you. But that doesn't mean the price of that fuel won't fluctuate. Now, if you read the entire stuff, you can see a lot of issues within that. But still, yeah, I kind of agree with one point, that XRP doesn't need a value. That's what he's saying. I don't agree with that. Instead, it just has to exist to be burnt. So I agree that it is to be burnt, but it has to exist for, if it has to be burnt, then it needs to be existing item. But the issue is the basic economics, demand and supply, doesn't kind of correlate with that. If there is a demand and you are burning that and the supply is not increasing, then how can the price not go up? Because XRP is an appreciating asset, meaning it was designed as an appreciating asset with this burn rate. Even if it is a minute burn rate for each transaction, and as we just show you, Even if the transactions are coming into XRP ledger from another ledger, that doesn't care. Anyway, it's coming into the ledger. So you have a burn rate for each and every transaction. And if this is the way where the adoption goes, it is kind of the interoperable infrastructure for the world. And the CBDC era is going to increase more volume, more transfers, more payments, more settlements via the XRP ledger. And even this just one use case can slowly push the price of XRP to the upside. Now understand, we are going digital and the digital economy is at the verge of coming out. And that is being highlighted in every different nations. The payments are going in different aspects. Now this shows a lot of different ideas. Now we'll actually dive deep into all of this. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you saw value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. If you would like to extend your support, you can use PayPal, Patreon or the XRP wallet address, all given in the description below. Patreon will allow you to unlock more value for your portfolio with different assets other than XRP. And if you just want to support, you can use that too. Now let's dig deep into these and see what it really means. Michael sent me this one and it shows massive maturation of crypto market underway. And when this is being said, you have to understand, yes, it is happening. Bank of England's website shows you this. They are working on the implementation of ISO 20022, and it's not like the schedule of SWIFT, which is pointing towards 2024, 2025. That delay won't be there, because for this central bank, it's by the time of June 2022. Now the work will be undergoing by that time, and they are going to push this one into all of the aspect by February 2023. So you have to understand, they are looking to move and to implement this from June 2022. So at the same time, you have to understand, if that is happening, all the central banks are going into this asset class, and they need this. So who would be central banks looking at when they are looking at central bank digital currency and new innovation to get more advice? It's like Bank of International Settlements, the central bank of central banks. And what are they doing? BIS Innovation Hub aims to produce a hitchhiker's guide to wholesale central bank digital currency to help central bank community, right? And we already went through BIS documents a lot of times, and it clearly highlights ILP and XRP. So the domination from their side of the information is clear. Now this particular document, yes, it's completely talking about cross blockchain smart contracts and how that will provide the interoperability. As we get near to Flare, we are seeing the same, right? Now when they talk about interoperability, you kind of see this, like they are actually focusing on blockchain interoperability, the challenges, efficiency, security, scalability, all the other issues. And they kind of highlight, say, Cosmos uses a blockchain called Hub for its way of approach. Then it's Palkadot, which uses a different approach. And again, then they come back to Interledger protocol, which provides this. So there is a comparison between three. And when you jump into the KAVA Interledger, and you can understand that they started investigating ILP a year ago. And then now they solve this by creating ILP link. So that means they started researching about the same a year ago, and now they are done. They are on the network. Go look at central banks who are kind of digging. They can't find anything. It's been years, right? So that is the reason why private and public have a huge outcome difference. Now, if you look at this, here they highlight it clearly. A number of projects have worked to bring interoperability and liquidity to digital networks over Interledger protocol in different contexts. Organizations like Ripple and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have seen the potential of ILP. So even if you agree with Bill and Melinda Gates or their any kind of vision, that is none of our business. That's personal views. But The real adoption is being pushed by these giants. And if they are investing on something, do understand they do see the future, or at least they kind of create the future. Because it's not only them highlighting this. When you come to this document, which I showed you from World Economic Forum, which was published just last month, and you come to this point where you are talking about the implementation of these, you get to see this. Moreover, there are technical projects such as Palkadot and Interledger, which focus on solution designed to facilitate cross-protocol interaction. Now, with Flare coming out and the ability of smart contracts connected with XRP Ledger, the huge settlement ability of that scalability with the new smart contract facility is going to change a lot of stuff. Now, if you read continuously, so it could be that technical solutions change the role of technical standards in facilitating interoperability. Now, this document is not just highlighting the name of that. If you start from the beginning, look at all of the different aspects which they are covering here about digital currencies, about digital aspects of the economy. They are always looking at the distributed ledger technology and interledger protocol for interoperability, because they do understand interoperability is the standard, right? If you look at different types of works which has been done yet, you can see there is a lot of issue with scalability. And if you're looking at a different range, then there is no other question that you need to look at ISO implementation. Excuse me, guys. The ISO implementation. And you can see the same from Bank of England, which is also highlighting that they are moving into that within next 2 years. And that's not a huge time span. So when they highlight that, there is a table in this entire document. If you go through that, you kind of get to see DLT performance assets. They kind of describe about different stuff which has to be based on the DLT and has to give that interoperability, which should be in the core technical elements. And then you move and see like they have a different types of solution for different nations. Right now they are comparing it with each and different cases. Now if you go to their summary, you kind of get this. Say USA, they are looking at IoT, cryptocurrency exchanges, digital assets, so still in the preliminary initial general state. Then when that's from IEEE. Now you move to different aspects and you see like IETF USA. They are looking at the Internet Engineering Task Force. They are looking at cryptocurrency payments. And what it is based on is creating voluntary standards to maintain and improve the usability and interoperability of Internet. Now above you already saw they are highlighting Palkadot and Interledger protocol for this one. Now if you look at all the different things, there's a huge table. Now if you go through them, you can actually see who is proposing what, the ISO standards. Everything is targeted towards interoperability. Now you really have to understand this. They are looking at DLT, that two permission DLT in majority of the aspect. And when you go through this stuff, you kind of understand majority of them highlighting the need of interoperability. And for that standard, I already showed you where they are eyeing. So that kind of a vehicle currency is required in the global CBDC era. Now at the bottom when you come, you can see this. Major standard setting efforts. See, everything else from XRP Ledger is proposals. Whereas XRP Ledger is amendments. They are already there, they are already live. And what are they doing? They are creating new updates, which provides more value for their customers. Unlike others who are still, walking around with their proposal, oh, come on, so, someone accept this, please. It's not like that. It's just the opposite for XRP Ledger. They have already done that way before. They are in the execution phase. They are in the production phase, right? We can see that with corporates going in for that kind of an ecosystem. That is becoming the standard. It's kind of soon becoming a standard, or it is acting as a standard, because when you come to this one, the World Wide Web Consortium, you kind of get to see this at the bottom. When you read through their stuff, it is clearly highlighted that they are somehow using Interledger protocol for web monetization. So if they are using web monetization using the standard interledger protocol. That means interledger protocol is already the standard infrastructure on which they are working. So you have to understand the digital currency efforts moving into the digitization, digital economy, tokenized economy, anything you name it. It's moving into an area where public and private financial developments are coming gather. They are gathering together to take out that effort. Now, when you go through this item, read this highlighted one. Going forward, they envision increased interoperability between systems, producing an interledger or interchain architecture analogous to the internet. Over time, this interoperability will convert the emerging patchwork of systems into a relatively seamless worldwide transaction, payment, trade management platform. Guys, what are you really looking at? Now, this is coming from MIT. Do understand that. Their initiative in their research is kind of taking us into that aspect. And if they are highlighting that, if the World Wide Web Consortium is highlighting this, if the World Economic Forum is highlighting this, if other projects like Cosmos is coming up and building on top of ILP with KAVA and other stuff, and if general researchers are going through the entire thing and highlighting how you can use this cross connectivity, the interoperability, that ability to scale and work as a bridge, gives the ability to move. Why? Because crypto interoperability is evolving. As decentralized finance is moving into different aspects, you are looking at a bridge. You need a bridge to walk between these blockchains. And that is what Ripple has envisioned way before and presented in many different PPTs, presentations across the globe about this. If you look back at what they were doing from early days, you can see all of those presentations. Now, we went through that here a lot of times, so this time we won't be jumping much into that. Now, when we are generally talking about these kind of a change in the economy, look at this one. Peter highlights this one. Tesla stock is going on, and at the bottom you can see Apple stock. So the tokenized economy is not like it's coming in the future. It's already here. So you have to understand the interoperability between these are important. Why? The central banks are coming out with central bank digital currency. Corporates are tokenizing their assets. So you already need that infrastructure to work between. So if you are going to invest, you would be investing your digital dollar into Tesla stock or whichever you want in that tokenized form. Even at that point, you need a bridge asset. Now, yes, you can argue it can be any other asset, but if the infrastructure is being laid out, considering the cross-border, which is one of the major things to consider for any government, then why do they actually need 4 or 5 infrastructures? Yes, for their domestic bank transfers, the financial side of it, they can use a different one with connection to the banks. Again, the banks and financial institutions are more connected to Ripple and RippleNet via that towards the interledger protocol and then routing back to the XRP ledger. So these kind of create the real need because the market is maturing right now, and as it is maturing, we are seeing a lot of change. You're just seeing a massive maturation of the crypto market. It's now acceptable for institutional and professional investors to allocate into this market. When they are entering the market, guys, do understand there will be huge manipulation. It's not like you are expecting it to go up and it will not. Instead, they will lag this market as much as possible so that we kind of get to see things like this and you kind of go out of the market. And then they push the price way up. They would be reaping those profit and you would be kind of chasing this market and again averaging yourself way up and getting stuck, waiting for the next market cycle saying, I won't make the same mistake again. Guys, remember, you have to go through these documents when you're free, read through it and understand the real potential of the asset on which you have invested. I hope you received value for your time, and if you did, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.